naira in terms of labor to produce 1 unit of skirt. So also variable cost, fixed cost. Then when you add everything, you have total cost. So the allocation of fixed cost was derived from last year's production level, and these may be reviewed if current output plans are different. So estimated selling prices, you can see these are the selling prices. For trouser, you have 3,300. For jackets, you have 3,800. For skirts, you have 2,950. What is this telling you? That for you to know how many trouser was produced, the revenue you have divided by the selling price per unit will give you the total unit of trouser produced, the total unit of jacket produced, total unit of skirt produced in that order. So the question is also saying that the products are processed on sewing machines housed in a building of 3 blocks. Block A contains type 1 machine, which has an estimated maximum machine hour capacity of 39,200 hours available. This is telling you that the maximum, the limit in terms of machine hour on block A is what? 39,200 hours. So that the fixed overhead cost is what? Is 1,060,000 naira per annum in relation to block A. Now, this is specific fixed cost in relation to block A. For block B contains type 2 machine, of which 20,000 machine hours are estimated in the forthcoming year, with the fixed cost of what? 1,500,000 per annum. So also we have block C, also contains type 2 machine. So block B and block C are using same type of machine, which also has an estimate of 16,000 machine hours available in the forthcoming year. The fixed overhead cost is what? 740,000 naira is estimated per annum for block C. The required machine hours for 1 unit of output for each chains on each type of machines are as follows. So for you to produce 1 trouser, how many hours will you use? On type 1 machine, 2 hours. Type 1 machine, to produce 1 jacket, you need 4 hours. On type 1 machine, to produce 1 skirt, you need 6 hours. On type 2 machine, to produce 1 trouser, you need 3 hours. On type 2 machine, to produce 1 jacket, you need 6 hours. On type 2 machine, to produce 1 skirt, you need 2 hours. You are required to determine the optimal production plan which Jimbo Tailors Nigeria Limited should adopt. Calculate the total profits that will be made if the production plan in A above is adopted. Yes. So now, what are we going to do? Let's just show the workings. Let's show the workings. Let's show the workings. Let's show the workings now. So we can have it in this form. So let's start from this point. Hope you can see my screen.
Very well, sir.
Fine.
Yes, you can, sir.
So we have it. We'll go with this solution. Solution. Let's present this in a table. Step 1, we need to calculate the number of units for each product. The number of units for each product. That will be the step 1. That will be the step 1. We need to know the number of units for each product. So let's present it in this form. Let's see. Let's say now that Jimbo Tailors Nigeria Limited. Your heading is important. Jumbo Tailors, Nigeria Limited. Jumbo Tailors Nigeria Limited. Just one. So we have Jumbo Tailors Nigeria Limited. Now, this step one. Let me present this way. Step one. Step one. Calculate number of units demand for each product. Now, the products, we have trousers, we have jackets, we have skirts. Now, the revenue, for you to know the number of units for each product, it will be your revenue divided by what? By your selling price.
Your selling price.
Revenue divided by your selling price. For trouser, the revenue is what? 8,250,000. The selling price is what? It's 3,300. Is in the question. This is not magic. It's in the question. So the total units for trouser will be what? 2,500 units. Is in the question. If you are not seeing these values, go to the question, you see it. Revenue for trouser is 8,250,000. The selling price is 3,300. And for you to know the units, it will be the revenue divided by the selling price. The question have been forwarded since last week. So I don't expect, if you are bringing up questions in relation to how do you get this figure, I might not respond to your question because it shows that you are not following what is on the platform. So jacket, the revenue for jacket is what?
9,880,000.
880,000 divided by the selling price, which is 3,800. The unit will be what? 2,600 units. For skirts, the revenue is what? Should be
12,390,000.
390,000. Divided by the selling price, 2,000. The unit will be what?
4,200.
4,200 units. So that will be the first thing you have to do. Step two. Step two, we'll say, let's write it. Step two. Identification of limiting factor. Identification of limiting factor. Identification of limiting factor. Identification of limiting factor. So, what's the resources we are using? We have two forms. We have two types of machine, right? If you go to the question, we have type 1 machine and type 2 machine. So we want to know which of these machine is a constraint, which of these machine is a limiting factor. So, but how will you determine that? For type 1 machine, the total available hours based on the question is what? For type 1 machine. I don't have a question here. I have to change my slide.
9,200 hours.
9,200 hours. 39,200.
39,200 hours. I'm not hearing anything. Is it my network?
It's network.
Beg me, I'm not hearing anything.
Yes,
I think
it's
it's network.
It's general, general.
Is my network, please? Hope you can hear me now.
Yes.
very well,
Yes,
sir.
sir. We can hear you now.
Yes, so
I
please,
can hear you.
it's my network. I acknowledge that. So you have to bear with me tonight.
Sorry about that.
It's just to avoid complaints. Once you don't come up, some students can chat you and chat you up to the point that I don't like such messages on my phone. Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to present the question again so that everybody can see the limiting factor we are talking about. Though if it's not coming up, from the question. Okay, it's up now. Fine. So from the question, type 1 machine hour. Based on this statement, look at this statement. The total available hour is what? 39,200. Fine. Block B is using type 2. What is the maximum hours here?
20,000 machine hours.
20,000 machine
Still,
hours.
block C is using type 2 likewise. So how many hours do we have here?
36.
So
36,000.
16 hours. 16 machine. 16,000 machine hours.
Is having how many hours? Is having 36 hours, isn't it?
16
Yes.
machine hours.
It's
Yes,
having
sir.
36 hours. So take note of that. Take note of that. So let me go back to my solution page. Let me go back to my solution page. Yes. So you need to ask yourself, since you've determined the number of units that will be produced for trouser, for jacket, and for skirt, how many hours do you need to produce 2,500 units on type 1 machine? Let's have it this way. Type 1.
2,500 hours times 2 hours.
And we have type 2. We have type 2. So can have it this way. So we have the finished product. We have trousers. We have jackets. We have what? We have skirts. Now, for trouser, how many hours do you need to produce 1 unit? Check your question. Check it.
2
The
hours.
last,
2
yes,
hours.
fine, 2 hours. Now, based on our earlier computation, how many units are we producing for trouser?
2,500 units.
25.
Fine. Super. So how many hours are we going to use overall?
5,000 hours.
5,000.
That is on type 1 machine, right?
Yes.
Now, on type 2 machine, how many hours do you need to produce 1 unit?
3 hours.
3 hours.
Multiply by 25.
7,500.
7,500.
7,500 hours. Now, for jackets, how many units are we producing? 2,600, right? So how many hours do you need to produce?
4 hours.
You need 4 hours.
6 hours.
Multiply by 2,600. In
10,000.
total,
10,400.
10,400 hours. Now, for this, on type 2 machine, how many hours do you need to produce 1 unit of jacket?
6 hours.
Multiply by 2,600. The total hours will be what? 15,600 hours.
600.
Now, for skirts, how many hours 1 unit of skirt?
6 hours.
6 hours.
6 hours.
4,200
for
units.
skirt, 4,000.
400 units.
4,200 units. Then multiply by 6. Are you using 200?
25,200.
Now, on type 2 machine,
So 2.
we are using how many hours?
2 hours.
2 hours.
Multiply by 4,200 units. You're going to have what?
8,004.
8,400 hours.
Now, based on this, the total hours required is what? For type 1 and type 2.
4,600 for type 2. And
4,600. And for this, you need its total is what? 31.
500.
500 hours.
This. Now, based on the question, how many hours do we have? Available machine hour.
39,200 for type 1.
Available machine hour.
39,200.
39,200. Now, this is required. This is the required. Are we having a deficit here or excess or surplus?
Excess. Surplus.
Wow. Can you check it again, sir?
No, we're having a deficit.
No, deficit.
We have deficits.
Deficit.
So, because we don't have the sufficient hours, right, to meet
Yes.
up with our production. So, it's deficit. So, it will be in negative. Let's put it in that way. Now, for this type 2 machine, you need 31,500 hours. How many hours do you have?
36,000.
So in this case now, what are we experiencing? Deficit or surplus?
Surplus.
We're having surplus.
Surplus. So where is your limiting factor?
Type 1.
Type 1.
Type 1.
Fine, type 1. So you can see they can present a question in this form, and somebody might think that we have 2 limiting factors. You only have 1 limiting factor. So we can now say that type 1 machine are limiting factor. Is the limiting factor. Yes. a link. Let me log into. I think the foundation class are having it come up here. Let me create a link. So I've created the link so that I can allow the tutor to come in. So attention might not be there again. So the next thing we have to do, just 1 minute. Just 3 minutes, please. Somebody is eating. All right. So the next thing we have to do is, I understand you cannot study with an empty stomach, but please don't disturb us with the cutlery. Mr. Akanji, please, I'm trying to mute you, but because the noise is coming from your ends, please. That's fine. So the next thing we have to do is what? We calculate the contribution per unit for each product. You calculate the contribution per unit for each product. And how do you do that? Step 3 now.
Selling price minus variable cost.
Calculate contribution per unit for each product. For each product. So we have trouser, we have jackets, we have skirts. Now, to get your contribution per unit, I want to know the person that is giving us noise there.
Mr. Matthew, please. I guess he's muted already.
So the contribution, it will be your selling price. Your selling price per unit from the question is what? For trouser, 3,300. For jackets is what? 3,800. For skirts is what? 2,000. Now, what are the various variable costs? Variable cost. Variable cost. Now, if you check the question, you have direct material. Direct material. You have 1,000 for trouser. You have 900 for jackets. You have 700 for skirts. Direct labor, you have what? Direct labor for trouser is what? It's 500. For jackets is what? 450. And for skirts is what? 350. Now, we have another one, variable costs. Variable costs. variable costs. For trouser is what? 800. For jacket is what? 1,600. For skirt is what? Should be 1,000. So selling price minus variable cost will give you contribution. So what will be the contribution for trouser?
1,000.
Contribution
1,000.
per unit for trouser is 1,000. For jacket to be what? Should be 850. And for skirt should be what? 900. So what will be the next step now? Can somebody tell me?
Ranking, getting
Calculation of
Step 4. Contribution
per limiting factor.
per limiting factor. It is when you get this that you now rank. Contribution per limiting factor. So now we have trouser, we have jackets, we have skirts. We have skirts. Now the contribution per unit is what? For contribution per unit for trouser is what? Would be contribution per unit for trouser is 1,000, right?
1,000, yes.
And for jacket is what? 850, and for skirt is 900.
900.
Now, to get the contribution per limiting factor, what will you do? What will you do? The limiting factor is hours, isn't it, in relation to type 1? So how many hours do you need to produce one trouser? Hours per unit. How many hours do you need to produce one? 2 hours. For jackets, you need how many hours? 4 hours. And for skirts, you need how many hours? 6 hours. So your contribution per limiting factor will now be what?
For trouser 500.
It will be 1,000
divided
by 2 hours. So the result will be what?
500.
So this will be 850 divided by what? 4 hours. The result will be what? Should be 212.5. And for this, it will be what? 900 divided by 6 hours. You have what?
150. 150.
150.
When you ranking, which is coming first now? Which is giving you the highest contribution per limiting factor?
Trouser.
First, and this is ranking second.
And skirt third.
And third.
This is ranking third. So I haven't done this now. What will be the next thing? Step 5. Step 5. Allocation of limiting factor. Allocation of limiting factor. Now, the available hours. The available hours for type 1 machine is what?
9,200.
39,000.
39,200.
Please mute your mic. Please mute your mic, blessing.
69,200.
Available are for type 1 machine. For type 1 machine is 39,200. Now, for trouser is ranking first, right?
Yes.
So we'll make sure we produce everything that has to do with trouser first. So now for trouser, how many hours do we need to produce 1 unit of trouser? 2 hours. Now to produce the whole of 2,500 trousers, we need how many hours?
5,000 hours.
5,000.
5,000 hours. So when you less 5,000 from 39,200, your balance will be what?
34,200.
34,200. The next ranking product is what? It's jackets.
Jackets.
And we have how many you need to produce for jackets?
2,600.
2,600. So jackets, we have 4 hours for 1 unit. Multiplied by 2,600 units. We're going to have what? 4 hours times 26.
10,000.
10,000. So the difference will be what?
2,800.
Sorry, the product mix, I said in the last class, is everything you can produce in relation to that product. So the balance will be
23,800.
23,800. 23,800. So this point now, what will happen? The next unit we have to produce, the next product we have to produce is what? Skirts, right?
Yes.
Yeah, skate.
Skirts. Based on our earlier computation, our first stage, how many units of skirts do we need to produce?
4,200 units.
Good. 4,200 units. Wow. Somebody's mic is disturbing us.
Mr. Show You Allah, or what's the name? I guess he's on the road.
You can just mute yourself.
That's 3,967 units of skirts.
All right. So the point is this. We have a balance of 23,800, right? In terms of hours. But if you want to produce the whole of 4,200 units, how many hours do you need? How many hours do you need? You need 8,400 hours, right?
It's 4,200 hours. It's type 1 we are dealing with.
$25,200.
25,200. If you want to produce the whole of 4,200 units, isn't it? You need how many hours?
25,200 hours.
Yes, 25,200 hours. But based on our computation, how many hours do you have as your balance?
23,800.
So it means you cannot produce the whole of 4,200 units, isn't it? So how
Yes.
many units can you produce with these 23,800 hours?
3,967.
3,967, fine. How do we get to know that? How many hours do we need to produce 1 unit of skirts?
6 hours.
So that's 6 hours divided by 23,800 will tell us what to do. We tell us the quantity of skirts we can produce. We tell us the quantity of skirts we can produce. I'm making this emphasis because I know certain persons this might look strange, even though we've explained in the last class. I'm still trying to take my time.
That'll be 39. That'll be 3,966.3.7. 3,000.
So we have it as 23,800, isn't it? So the balancing will still be what? 23,800. 6 hours multiplied by 3,967. You have 23,800, right?
23,802.
It depends. Approximation issues. we'll set in there. 23,800. So the product mix will be what? Will be the whole you can produce with that particular hours. That is 3,967. 3,967. 3,967. So now, this is what the question wants you to do in the part A. In the part B, what will happen? They are telling you of contribution, right? Of profits. They are telling us of profits. Those that attempted the last assignment I forwarded to the platform will not have issues with this. Now, your contribution, for you to get to solve that, your contribution, my battery is low, so I'm trying to be very fast. I will not solve that part. I will just explain. I'm on the power save mode now. Yes. So now, the point is this. The other part of the question is saying that what we should do what? Let me see what the question is saying. That's calculate
total profit
that will be made if the production in plan A above is adopted. The total profit will be what? Our product mix. These are our product mix. What is the contribution for trouser? Contribution for trouser is what?
1,000.
1,000.
The contribution for trouser, we said is 1,000, right?
Yes.
So this 25,000 here multiplied by what? Sorry,
1,000.
Multiplied by 1,000.
Yes, sir.
Will give you the total contribution. You understand? Which will be what?
2.5.
Now, for jackets, we can produce 2,600. The contribution there is what?
850.
850.
And you multiply, you have what?
2,210,000.
2,210,000. Now, for this, you have 3,967 multiplied by the contribution.
900.
So the result will be what?
3,570,300.
570, 300. Now, for you to get profit, contribution minus fixed cost will give you what?
Profit.
So you add these total contributions here for trouser, for jacket, for skirts, you have your total contribution. When you go to the question, you have fixed cost, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, fixed cost is appearing in two sides, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go back to the question and see.
Yes.
So those fixed costs, you less from the contribution, then you get your profit. If you go to the Pathfinder, I know some of you are even looking at the Pathfinder now. This question is solved, this part is solved in two different ways. Yes, it's solved in two different ways. So I've adopted one of the approach used in the Pathfinder. So when you solve it in this way, you get the answer because they put alternative way. Because some of you will just go to the first option and say, this thing is not correct. I've seen somebody tell me that. Yes, I asked the person to go and check again. That is why I'm bringing this forth to you now. So when you solve and you see the first option they adopted, don't come and tell me it's not correct. Try and learn how to read very well. You understand? Try and learn how to read to the end. Then you will now discover that it's correct. So you complete this process. You complete this process. Then the other question I forwarded to the platform. The question on what is this question now? I forwarded a question to the platform. Let me see the question. Yes, co-brain engineering. Co-brain engineering. Now, if you can solve this question, you'll be able to solve the question in the Pathfinder likewise. Kike Lomo, I think that one is also 2023, something like that. A question on limiting factor. I'll forward the question to the platform. I will want everybody to try. So this question on co-brain engineering, I've treated this question with some persons. The video is on my YouTube channel. You can watch the solution if you wish. You can access the YouTube channel. You see this question treated there. So you can decide to watch and get the understanding. And you can access this question again on Apex YouTube channel, Last Diet. I solved the question, I think, in class, Last Diet, likewise. But in case you are finding it difficult to get the solution, just send me a message. I'll forward the YouTube link to you. So you watch the solution to this question. And having watched this solution, then you should be able to solve a question in the Pathfinder. I'll forward the question to you, Kike Lomo Nigeria Limited. So sorry for the delay in starting the class. The network has actually been. And
I have a question.
okay, what is the question, sir?
So for that profit, you said that we should less the total contribution from the we should less the two fixed costs from the total contribution.
Yes, let me go here and see the question again. Yes. What is the question? My battery will soon go. All right, you call me. What is the question, sir?
What we're trying to ask is that in the question we have two fixed costs. We have the fixed cost under the unit cost, and we also have the fixed overhead cost. So he's asking which one are we deducting from the contribution exactly.
Okay.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, it's a world. There's slightly that and blessed with options. Oh, it's really softly puts them off right to give the ball away. Brilliant.
So the fixed cost. Yes, the fixed cost. The fixed cost you have to deduct. The fixed costs peculiar to each of the block A. What is the fixed cost there?
For block A, we're having 1,960,000.
Yes. For block B, you are having what?
1,500,000.
1,500,000.
For block C, you are having what?
740,000.
When you add everything together, you less from your contribution, your total contribution. The total contribution is what? When you add up everything.
8,280,300.
So that fixed cost is one peculiar to the limiting factor. Yeah, so that is what we are using there. to get our profit. That's what we're using to get our profit. So those other profits, they are not actually relevant, or fixed costs rather. They are not relevant. They are not relevant because they are past costs. There's what we call relevant cash flows. When we are treating relevant costs, they are not relevant to this particular decision we are making. And that is why we are not making use of those factors, those fixed costs. So please just take note of that. I'll leave now. Blessing, can you just message me on WhatsApp? I want to end this meeting before my battery goes off. So message me on WhatsApp. I can see your
So I just want to ask how we arrive at that 3,967 for the skirt.
23,800 divided by 6.
23,800 divided by 6. The balance is 23,800. So how do you get the unit you are to produce from that particular balance? How many hours do you need to produce 1 unit of skirt? 6 hours. 6 hours divided by 23,800 divided by 6 hours. You have what? You have 3,967. So that is how you derive that.
Thank you, sir.
Right. So if you have any concerns, just send me a message on WhatsApp. I'd like to end the class now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir.
Sir. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.